Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Earl Anand, representing the class of 2023. I'd like to start off by saying what an amazing start to our high school lives this has been.
I'm Natalie Hanzik-Leach, and I'm the other rep of the class of 2023. Thank you for joining us this morning, and welcome to the 100 Days In event. Now, I'm sure there are a few math whizzes out there who have calculated and figured out that we actually aren't 100 days in, but 70. But do 70 days in have the same rate as 100? We start with 100. Also, before we begin, we kindly ask you to switch off your phones.
So now that we've completed 100 days of high school, we can finally prepare for UCC, the biggest event of the year. Could we please get a cheer from the freshmen? As we begin, I'd like to thank some people in the room. Thank you to our high school advisors and teachers who are here, our parents, and to all of our class for coming out today.
And special thank you to Ms. Rai Kateri, Ms. Cooper, Ms. Terrio, Radishan and Prem in the tech booth, Aji, Janine and the facilities team, and to everyone else who made this event possible.
And we have a wonderful lineup for our program this evening, and we want to encourage everyone to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. First off, please welcome the woman of the hour, our newest associate superintendent, coming to us all the way from Washington State, Dr. Berg.
Good morning. Go Seahawks. I just had to fit that in, okay? On behalf of Dr. Paul Richards, our superintendent, and our board of trustees, it's my pleasure to be here this morning for this very symbolic event. Welcome to our 9th grade Falcons, high school advisors, teachers, and members of our board if you are here. Today we're recognizing the symbolic start of high school for our 154 freshmen, or as many of them like to say, frosh. Isn't that funny? I'm a 9th grader, I'm a frosh, and I'm a freshman. Anyway, this is a tradition that started in 2012 and has continued everywhere since. It's meant to be a celebration where we spend time together and think about the importance of this moment in time, the beginning of your high school experience. It has significance for me also, as it represents the upcoming first 100 days of my time with ASD. So I guess we're both freshmen or frosh. I have some advice for you as you go through this once-in-a-lifetime experience of your freshman year. Don't worry, I won't go on and on and on. First, get to know your teachers. They really care about you. You may not realize that they truly care as if you were their own family. They worry about you, and they're excited when you reach a goal. They advocate, encourage, support, and want the best for you, just like your parents. Second, and my own children didn't listen to this one very well, fuel your body with the tools you need to succeed. What does that mean? Sleep, food, and exercise. Your body's going through a lot of changes, your brain's going through a lot of changes, and you need to be at peak performance for high school. So Netflix binges and all-night video games. I don't know what games are popular now, but all-night video games probably aren't the best for you to be ready for school the next day. Also, eat healthy foods. You can't exist on Subway and Doritos alone. Exercise is also important and a good stress buster. High school can be stressful. Determining a routine of exercise will help your body and brain function at their peak. With the right combination of these fuels, you'll create habits that will last a lifetime. Find support in the right places. Parents, counselors, coaches, teachers, and administrators can be relied upon to steer you in the right direction when you find yourself struggling with a dilemma. And let's face it, hate to break it to you 9th graders, at 14, your area of expertise in some areas may be lacking. So you need the adults in your life for advice. You are still learning and probably will make some mistakes. That's okay. Seek help, you'll learn from your mistakes, and it's all part of growing up. Next, get involved. We know that this is what makes ASD great. Clubs, sports, games, arts, service, and travel. All of these together create friendships and memories that last a lifetime and allow you to be part of a robust community, something bigger than you. Be a part of it and you will have a lot more fun. This is interesting. My mom didn't phrase it quite like this, but you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. What does that mean? The company you keep helps define your character. So surround yourself with friends who lift you up, want the best for you, and friends who make good choices. Know when to slow your pace and know when to go big. Your freshman year is when you establish the foundation to support your learning in years to come. If you put in minimal effort, expect minimal results. Perfection is never the goal, so taking time to reflect on the big academic picture should help you determine your pace. Mainly, if you want life to happen, go after it. Life doesn't come calling, you need to go after it. Believe it or not, 9th grade matters. I think you know that. So does your sophomore year, your junior year, and your senior year. Working ahead, staying organized, reviewing daily are good habits to start now if you haven't already done so. Recognize when you need help and ask for it. But also at ASD, we value the whole child, or the whole freshman. So don't use exams to measure your self-worth. You are so much more than a test score. Different is not less than. Be open to others. High school is when you begin to shape the kind of adult you're going to be. Staying open-minded allows you to experience anything and everything you choose. Practice celebrating differences everywhere you go, even if you're uncomfortable, maybe especially if it makes you uncomfortable. Sitting with that person sitting alone in the cafeteria doesn't make you weird, it makes you a good person. Be kind. If you haven't, you probably will read To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and Atticus Finch is the hero lawyer who fights for civil rights for folks in the book. And to quote him, he left quite an impression on his children, Scout and Jem, when he said, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, or her, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." So please practice our core values of compassion, excellence, integrity, respect, and responsibility, especially when no one is looking. That's the true test of character. It matters, and be intentional. And here is something my dad would have told me, and many of you parents might understand this. There's a reason you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Ever heard that before? It's so important to listen and to think before you speak. High school can be a place of judgment, of low self-esteem, and of bullying. We're human. Avoid contributing to those issues. In fact, rehearse how to stop them. Think about that in your head. Rehearse with a parent. How do I intervene when I see something is going south quickly? Always listen more than you speak, and be the kid who cares. High school is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Someday ask your parents about how their high school went, and what their biggest learning was, or what they wish they would have changed. I think we all have some of those as parents. The people, teachers, and experiences all create memories that last forever. Show school spirit in the biggest of ways. Dance like a fool. Go to prom. Ask a girl or a guy out, once it's able to date, when you're 16, 17, or 18, I mean. Take appropriate risks and play. Find fun and purpose here at ASD. I leave you now with 2 quotes from 2 American poets and philosophers. The first is Ralph Waldo Emerson. "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It's to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, and to have it make some difference that you have lived and have lived well." The last is from our dear Maya Angelou, who passed away just a few years ago, civil rights activist in the US, amazing poet, and somebody I had a once-in-a-lifetime chance to meet. To quote Maya Angelou, "If you're always trying to be normal, you'll never know how amazing you can be." So thank you for allowing me this time to share some thoughts, and enjoy your freshman year and all of your high school years.
Good morning. Thank you, Becky. My name is Nadine Richards. I'm the high school principal here at ASD. I'm fortunate to have my second year here, and I remember what it was like just coming in as a freshman administrator. So it is my pleasure to address you, the class of 2023, and to welcome your loved ones, your parents, administrators, advisor teachers, trustees, and our ASD friends to what is your few days to 100 days celebration. I want to start off by talking a little bit about, or mentioning a fellow New Yorker like myself, Teddy Roosevelt. He was our 26th president. He was perhaps our youngest president, and he was known for his unique vision, his excitement, his strong foreign policy, and the power that he brought to the presidency. And I think one of the reasons that was the case was because he was so young-spirited. He said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong a man stumbles, or where a doer of deeds could do better. Instead, the credit belongs to a man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who at best in the end a triumph, high achievement, and who at worst he fails and fails greatly." High school is your arena. It's your experience here. It's where you begin your journey. And as you approach the 100 days, I'm reminded by Brene Brown, Dr. Richards gave us homework, to show up, be seen, and live courageously. And so in these days to come, I want you to really, really think about that. Because this ceremony is about acknowledging and celebrating you. That you are off to a start, to a journey. That this experience, in many ways, is going to resemble what it might have been like for you when you started to ride a bike or do something new and unfamiliar. You're off to a good start, but it is a start. Now you have time to reflect and self-assess. This event is not about evaluating or judging anything that you have done. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It is your prelude to this new chapter in your life. It's where you start forming that story that you want to be told. This is where I encourage and even push you to do the following. 1, I really want you to show up and just let yourself be seen and heard. Be vulnerable and open to new things. I want to encourage you to think differently, to strive for excellence, and be careful to note that perfectionism isn't excellence. I dare you to really look to be successful even in your failures. Secondly, I'd like you to enjoy the moment here. Enjoy the experience. I'd like you to take the time and acknowledge how special you are and that the you that you are is just enough. I'd like you to be confident. I'd like you to be curious, to find things that make you feel at awe. And then I'd like you to open up your hearts, to love yourself, to give to others, to support your classmates, and to show up in the arena like Teddy Roosevelt suggests. Shape the you want to be. Be proud of what you accomplish without being complacent. Now you are charged with embarking on a journey here at high school that includes self-discovery, exploring your curiosity, shaping your identity, developing your passions, and dreaming big. So whatever your dreams, take time to explore it. Develop a love and a passion for learning. Find your voice and make sure we hear it. Connect with people and let's work collaboratively to make your high school experience one that you will truly remember because you helped co-create it. Be flexible, be adaptable, be resilient. This is how you can prepare for the days ahead. The mission statement of ASD says it clearly. We challenge and inspire you to achieve your dreams, to be passionate learners, and to prepare you to adapt and contribute to the rapidly changing world. That world is not just future in the future, but it is now. So again, what's your role? To be open to new ideas and things, to build sustainable habits that will allow you to reboot and recharge, to love yourself and to others, to build in time for wellness, mindfulness, and excellence. Your goals are realized by the choices, relationships, mindset, risk, failures, and sacrifices you make as students here in the ASD community. So continue to explore your curiosities, commit to the journey and not the destination, because it is the journey that will further develop you into the superstars that you are destined to be. So enjoy today and enjoy the rest of the high school experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those words of advice from Dr. Berg and Ms. Richards. We're so lucky to have you both with us on your journey through high school.
Hey Natalie, I agree that we're really happy enjoying high school, but don't you think you kind of miss those days in middle school where we actually get a good night's sleep? They're becoming more and more like a distant feeling.
You're right. I don't remember the last time I went to bed before 9. But apart from that, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that so far, being in high school has been a great adventure. You know something else that's great?
What else?
Amazing talent we have within our high school student body. And, lucky for us, this morning we were delighted to have some fellow high school students perform their incredible talents.
Please put your hands together for our performers this morning. Rayhan, Matilda, Zaina, and Jackson performing Who Am I, Where Am I Going?
Who am I? Who will I be in grade 9? Who will I be by the end of my 4 years of high school? If an adult like your parents and your teachers ask themselves the same question, especially when they are faced with different scenarios.
First, something bad happens, and I think to myself, oh my gosh, life is horrible. I can see awful events around every corner.
And then something good happens, and I think, see, life's not so bad. Just relax. Good things happen all the time. I can't wait for the next good thing.
And then something bad happens, and I think to myself, oh my gosh, how can life be so awful?
And then
Something good happens. And I think, hey, life's not so bad. I'm on the upswing. All those bad things are behind me. And you know what? I can see success around every corner.
And then something bad happens, and then it's just a long road back to the ground, and I can't pull out of it. My life is over, it hasn't even started.
And then something good happens. And I think, hey, why waste your life worrying and being negative about all the bad things? Happiness is all around you. All you gotta do is look for it.
And
Then something bad happens. And I think, oh my gosh, I'm on a long slide towards ruin. I'm caught in a spider's web, and the only way out is through pain.
And then something wonderful happens, and I think, why are you such a pessimist? Good things happen all the time. I want to taste the sunshine. I want to climb the mountain. I want to live in the gosh darn rose garden.
And then something bad happens. And I think to myself, you schmuck. Go for it again.
Well, there
turn people down. Second, the suburbanites. They won't do anything until everything is ready, and I mean everything. They're wonderful people, but they just don't take risks. Number three, the settlers. They just do things because, well, they're supposed to. Number four, the pioneers. They won't do anything first. Somebody else always has to go before them. But eventually they do help and volunteer, so maybe they're not that bad. Number five, the explorers. They create. They do things just to do them. They're volunteers, they help out, and they make the school a better place for everybody.
So what are you going to do with your 4 years in high school?
Help each other out.
Get involved.
Take your time and have fun. Good luck.
Now please welcome Ms. Kateri to include the alumnus.
Hello everybody and welcome to almost 100 days. I'm Michelle Ray Kateri, Director of Advancement, and this is my second year here, and I went through the same celebration last year, and it really is a nice way to welcome high school students in, so very grateful to have this opportunity, but most importantly to welcome our alumnus speaker here today. Dr. Umaima Ataya Maliki was born and raised in Dubai and was a salutatorian of the first graduating class at the American School of Dubai in 1994. She came to ASD in 1991 in grade 10, and during her 3 years at ASD, she was inducted into the NHS and was a member of concert choir, varsity girls basketball, and thespian society. She left her hometown of Dubai to attend Hamilton College in Clinton, New York, where she graduated magna cum laude with degrees in both biology and French. She became a doctor of medicine for Virginia Commonwealth University School of Medicine in 2004, and then moved to Boston, Massachusetts, where she completed a pediatric specialty at the Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts New England Medical Center. She became a diplomat of the American School of Pediatrics in 2007 and held the position of pediatric specialist at Pediatric Associates in Salem, Massachusetts for 3 years. Dr. Umaima joined ASD as a school physician this year after practicing as a pediatrician in Dubai for many years. Dr. Umaima is married to Samar Maliki and has been an ASD parent since 2013. She has 3 daughters, Zaina in K2, Rudena in grade 4, and Linda in grade 6. Please join me in welcoming class of 1994 alum, Dr. Umaima Ataya.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for that kind introduction. It really is an honor to be here today. I'm standing up here in front of you, and I feel like I should really seize this opportunity to provide you with some health pearls. Like prevention is the best medicine, go get your flu shot today, or let me educate you about the harms of screen time, vaping, and drugs. But when I thought about having only 4 minutes to tell you all the things I wish I knew when I was in high school, I realized that I have to triage. So I'll save that lecture for another time. I wish I could just give you a link to a website that's called How to Be a Happy and Successful Adolescent, but I can't. So I'll share with you a simple message that I really believe will serve you well in your high school career. And that message is very similar to what you've heard already. Stay balanced, be kind, and believe in yourself. So finding balance is easier said than done. I'm still working on striking that balance, and I'm 3 decades older than you all. You're surrounded by opportunities at ASD to learn and to become involved in so many extracurricular activities everywhere you turn here at ASD. And I encourage you to embrace all of these. Try out for a sports team, even if you're not going to be the star player. Audition for the musical, even if you don't get the lead role. Travel, experience all these amazing, incredible adventures that Inspire has to offer. volunteer in your community. But although I encourage you to pursue all your passions, try to avoid overcommitting and overstretching yourself, because this can be the perfect recipe for burnout, and it will only exacerbate anxiety, which we all deal with in this very dynamic and ambitious environment. I know you've heard it over and over again, but try not to let anxiety take over. Academic excellence and grades are certainly very important, but we all need to have healthy outlets and safe, productive coping mechanisms to deal with our stresses. In a nutshell, we need to be kind to ourselves. Don't expect yourself to be perfect at everything. I'll never forget a piece of advice my biology professor, Dr. Reynolds, gave me when I was a freshman at Hamilton College. I was striving to be the best at every course I took, to be perfect. And he said, Amima, you don't have to be perfect at everything. Look at me. I'm just the expert in phylogeny and the evolution of mollusca. When anybody wants to know anything and everything about a snail's tongue, and snails do have tongues, by the way, called radula, they'll call me. So get involved, follow your dreams, but stay grounded and stay focused. Everything you need to know is already inside of you. William Shakespeare said this hundreds of years ago, and it's even more relevant today. Simply the thing I am shall make me live. So carve out some time where you can be with yourself, not to ruminate over negative thoughts, but rather to think about what you need to do that's constructive and positive, and just do it. Try to avoid living in the past or in the future, but focus on today. Change your thoughts from, what if I don't make the team? What if I don't get the lead role in the musical? What if I don't get an A+ in AP Calculus? To, I will give it my best shot. I would like to leave you with a quote that I love by Dr. Reynolds, a philosophy that I believe in and I think will help you put life in perspective. Life must be lived moment by moment. Each moment carries a message, a lesson for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Omema. You really have inspired me in your speech today to make a better life in high school.
Now I would like to welcome our very own Student Government President, Burke Ergos, a senior from the class of 2020.
Mr. President, you have the stage.
Hi. You know, 3 years ago, I was sitting in those same seats that you're sitting in right now. Actually, I was sitting somewhere down the middle in the front row of that second section, somewhere over there. I watched as Arya Siddiqian gave his speech as president of the SGA. Now, 3 years later, I'm standing before you giving mine. 3 years ago, I watched Dr. Lever give his speech as the high school principal. Today, you watched Ms. Richards give hers. I watched a group of students from my grade perform, people I didn't even know. And 3 years later, one of those people is now my best friend. 3 years ago, when I attended this event, I had no idea how much things were going to change. And I'm sure that's true for all of you too. There's just no way you can have the foresight to know how things are going to change. High school is really just a time for you to figure out what you like, and as cliche as this may seem, who you want to be. You don't have to figure that part out in your time at ASD, but you have this opportunity to get a head start. So my advice to you is this. Spend your time at ASD in high school doing what you want to do. Join the clubs you want to join, do the sports or arts events that you want to do, take the classes that you want to take, and hang out with the people that you want to hang out with. And on the opposite end, don't do something if you don't actually want to do it. Now, I feel the need to clarify here. You should be doing your homework, and you shouldn't be skipping classes. What I mean is, just as an example, don't do MUN because you think it'll look good on your college apps. Just do whatever will make you happy. Now, before I conclude, I'm going to give 2 quick and short tips. First, don't procrastinate unless you're good at it. And second, don't worry about the C+ you have at the beginning of the year. It will be an A- by the end of the year. Trust me, standards-based grading is the best. Things are going to change this year. and you can't stop them from changing. So just make the most of your time in high school and try to enjoy yourselves. Welcome to high school, class of 2023.
Thank you so much, Burke, for your truly inspirational words. I can't believe in just 48 months we'll be in your shoes. You've given us a great act to follow.
I completely agree. Well, so far it's been a wonderful morning, and we are so glad that the whole class of 23 is here to celebrate our first semi-formal event all together.
You've helped make our first 100 days of high school truly memorable.
Now please don't forget to be on time to your 1B class at 10 o'clock. Thank you all for being such a great audience, and have fun.